I got a question about how to practice big shifts, big leaps. And the passage that I was sent is from Shevchik, Opus 1, Book 3, number 12. And it's just the beginning, the first 2 lines. I'll play the first section and then I'll address how to find those notes easily. It's really about knowing where you are on the fingerboard. So I have a few videos in my Geography of the Fingerboard series. Really knowing all the notes all over the violin and all the keys is essential. So when I go up here, I know I'm in 5th position. I know I'm going up a 5th. And I don't need a helper note because I'm going 3, 3. But I know my first finger is going to be on an E. Coming down, we don't often talk about helper notes in descending shifts, but they can be just as important. So I'm going to 2nd position, so that 3rd finger would go to the A. If you're not familiar with using these helper notes, it's good to practice them as grace notes. And then we don't hear it. It should be inaudible eventually. It's just to kind of help you where you're going. So for all of these shifts, I know that 7th position. 7th position, our first finger is on the harmonic note. And I highly suggest knowing really all the notes, at least up to 7th position. Usually when we get higher than that, we're just kind of reaching, we're not playing so much scale patterns, it's a bit different. But I'd say up to 7th position is so valuable to know that. The next section, we have higher leaps, but for almost all of these, I'd say it's the same idea with more of what I call target practice. I'll show you. The next little section has bigger leaps, quicker leaps, and it's more about target practice. First I'll play it. I have to find that A. So it's just a matter of knowing. Our first finger is actually on the B. So it's not so much about the 4th finger as the first finger. So I would go there, and if I miss it, oop, too high. That's just information. And then you have to get comfortable with that. That's probably the hardest shift in the section. And then, almost missed it. So that one's 7th position. 5th position is what my brain's saying. Back to 5th. This is another high one, but I'm thinking 7th position with an extension. So it's not random. You want to be able to replicate your jumps. So as much as possible, get to know where you are on the fingerboard by playing in position. So I think my scale and arpeggio exercises in Geography of the Fingerboard videos I've made are very, very useful for getting that foundation so that when you do these big leaps, you'll know where you're going. Now I will mention another technique. I have a video called laddering, a very early video I made. There isn't time for laddering here, but to go slowly it might help you. So to find the high leap, so to find that, it might be useful to like, I don't know. In that context, it probably isn't. Sometimes though, we have time to ladder. Like there's like a rest, you know, and you'll have time to quickly find how it is in relation. So you quietly climb with notes you do know, you know. I'll do that kind of thing very quietly to find a note. But this is a good example of target practice, I think, just having that confidence to know where you're going. So, you know, have an attitude of playful fun. If it's really not going well, I would say this is too hard for you and just back up. This next section is very good though for matching pitches, because you get to hear it in different positions and on different strings. So it goes. So I'm using the techniques I just talked about. I'm knowing which position I'm going to, and as I go down, I'm thinking of the helper note. So the whole thing goes through like that. It's very, very good. Yeah, and there's like these very... So it's interesting looking at this exercise, because this part of the exercise is easier than those high leaps in the 30-second note section. So maybe someone might jump over the bit that's just a bit beyond their technique and focus instead on the other part. It's all good. It's all getting to know the instrument, which enables us to play beautiful music, which is the point of it all. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions or requests, and I'll get to them when I can.